Today we're playing Brass Brum solo against the Mautoma variant of bot. We're just going against the easy bot for now, as this will only be my second ever game, so tactically I might end up being a bit saft, but let's see how it goes. As we still get 17 quid to spend at the beginning of the game, and we always go first. With this being my opening hand of cards, and since the pottery buyer's close to Coventry, I feel like I'm going to go that way first, so let's get on with it, shall we? As we take a loan for our first action, discarding Stafford, as I'm going nowhere near it yet, and even though we're now on -3 earnings wise, we get 30 quid in our bank. The bot drew for his first action, and since they core build the goods in Cannock or Burton, without coal, they just build the cotton mill in Nuneaton. We now, though, get 2 actions a turn, and since I want to get to Coventry as fast as possible, I build a link from Oxford to Brum, and then I build an iron mine from Brum, filling up the market with 2 and keeping 2 on the board I can use very soon. The bot first builds a link to Redditch and then builds some goods in there which will probably be sold next turn, so it looks like I'm a bit knackered for using the booze in Oxford. But I'm sticking to the plan. I do have a backup with Warsaw for booze, so I build my link to Coventry and the pottery, which costs a fortune. But we get lucky on the bot's turn as they create a link to Worcester and build another cotton mill. So I decide not to sell just yet, as I don't want Warsaw to lose out on booze, so I decide to build a brewery there that only gives me access for now, and then I take out another loan, earning me 30, but I'm still at -3 as my ironworks ended up flipping over. The bot though builds a brewery in Coalbrookdale, and they needed that as it meant they could sell Booth cotton to Oxford using the market beer and their own, so suddenly I'm miles behind them, and because of that I'm changing up my thoughts for long term, developing my pottery and coal before placing a level 2 iron mine in Redditch that still has 1 on it, but hopefully that will be spent very soon. The bot builds the regional brewery in the south, so first has to connect there from Worcester, but they do use me iron in building, so I'm back to 0 income, which is great. No more debt every turn. So taking advantage of the new links, I decide to build a level 2 coal mine in Kiddie, which instantly flips, pushing my income up to 4 a turn. And then with Iron Chep, I decide to develop my brewery and goods. The bot core build iron, so builds a coal mine in Burton and creates a link to Warsaw, but it's not part of the whole network just yet. Unfortunately, I feel like I need to craft more links as I've just not got the cards, and so I build up to Warsaw and then Wolvo. But the bot builds some goods in Brum and then sells everything, triggering quite a bit as they flip over both their goods, their booze, and also mine. Yes, I earn 6 quid a turn, but I need to sell something soon and it ain't looking good. But I do overbuild my brewery in Warsaw to a level 2, which then lets me flip it over when I sell my pottery. I did want to do something with the goods in Wolvo, but I just don't have the time now or the money, but I am earning 11 quid a turn. The bot then links up to Tamworth from Brum, and using their own coal, they build yet another cotton mill. So I decide to overbuild my iron in Brum using their coal, 3 go to the market, so to guarantee it flipping over and maximising my points as a level 3 over both eras, I decide to develop my coal and brewery to guaranteed level 3 on both next era as we go into our last 2 cards. The bot in their penultimate turn now builds coal in Wolvo and then links it up with their brewery. For my last turn, there's not much I can do but maximise link points, so I decide to connect up Kiddie and Coalbrookdale along with Redditch and Gloucester. The bot in their final turn builds a goods in Coventry and then sells cotton to Gloucester because I built the link but I felt I needed to do it. Anyway, let's count points and go into the rail era, with me not feeling the best about it at the minute, as in terms of links, we made 21 and they made 20, but after businesses, they take the lead, getting 52 points to our 50. Yes, it is only 2 points, and if we look at the board, we might have a pretty decent advantage going into the next era, as Currently we have 19 points on the board to their 15. So we need to make this count now, don't we? So let's get into that rail era. As I have me first expensive turn, building a brewery in Burton and then building 2 rail lines from Oxford to Coventry, as I plan to push the pottery once again with the Coventry card in hand. The bot builds a rail up to Nuneaton and then builds a cotton mill. They are heavily going into that strategy, it seems, but they had to buy both coal from the market. I know I need to act fast with this pottery this time since I need 2 boos to sell it. So I'll take out a loan and then build me pottery in Coventry. But I only have £2 left over from my loan. And now I'm only receiving 8 a turn. The bot builds a rail to Worcester and then builds yet another cotton mill. I am really panicking with how many they have of these right now. So I decide to quickly sell me pottery and then I build a rail link up to Tamworth as I'm hoping to build some coal pretty soon. The bot builds a pottery in Stafford, basically blocking off the last of my pottery spaces, so there's no need to go that route from now on. And they also sell their cotton to Gloucester. So with the coal market depleted, I decided to first build a coal mine in Tamworth, which then basically funded me brewery in Nuneaton. The bot builds a link to Coventry, and then they steal me future move by building an iron mine. They're the sodding swines. So I changed tactic by building 2 lines from Tamworth to Walsall and Brum to Dudley before building a coal mine in Dudley, which I actually live by in real life. It's just over the road. The bot builds a brewery in Stafford, and that means they can then sell their cotton and goods to Oxford. So they are stacked business-wise right now. I though decide to double rail from Dudley to Coalbrookdale, and I do end up using their coal in Wolvo. But my booze flips over, and now I can build my last iron mine, which should hopefully get me some great points as I try to flip it in my last 4 turns. The bot builds a coal mine in Redditch, but unfortunately for him it don't flip as there's no connection. But they do then build 1 into Brum. And that lets me build my last brewery and a coal mine in Coalbrookdale. All I need to do now is try to flip them somehow. The bot builds a coal mine in Cannock, of course sell it to the market, but in using my booze they can double rail up from Walsall to Stafford, and that will mean they could sell their pottery pretty soon, so I needed to be careful. So I decided to fill out Brum with goods. It's only level 2, but if I can pull these sales off, it should be a pretty great payday. And I was hoping the bot would let me off, and it does as it builds a link to Worcester and then builds a cotton mill. And that lets me build a rail to Shrewsbury, which flips over me coal, and then I sell both me goods to them flipping over me booze and giving me 4 victory points. Time to maximise links with my last 2 actions. But on their penultimate turn, they build an iron mine in Dudley before developing 3 victory points, but they unfortunately don't use the iron. I build 2 separate rails from Coalbrookdale to Kiddie and Walsall to Brum, which flips over their coal, but I'm still pleased with my final choices. As the bot in their last turn builds a cotton factory to Kiddie along with a rail link, meaning they flip over their iron and coal mines in the final round. So it's on to scoring now, as this board has become pretty clogged in the rail area. Hopefully we've done enough as we go into scoring. And we seem to storm ahead after counting links to 110 points, and they only have 97. With final scoring seeing us get 193 points to their 156, and what an absolute thrashing that was. I can't believe it, as I felt like I was being reactionary, getting the booze and iron built along with pottery, but it all seemed to work out well, I guess. I definitely got lucky with my cards at times. That booze one in the sodding first era was definitely lucky. I should have spent that a lot quicker. But this game is absolutely amazing, and I can see why it's number 1. There's definitely something special about it. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.